the dust over the last couple of years with COVID, and they're just tired and sad and burned out. And so we go and we play instrumental music in the background for them at their nurse's station and take requests and see any patients that they're having trouble with that day, and to make everyone happier, to make their jobs easier. And music can do that. The arts can do that.
Sure. How about this COVID-19 pandemic, right? So how do you attend to your clients? How do you attend to your patients, right?
During COVID?
During COVID, while some are at home, while some are in the hospital, how do you go about it?
Yeah, it's a great question. So in March of 2020, all outside programs were suspended in the hospital. So we were out, we couldn't be in person with patients for about 14 months. Yeah, we were, we were not excited about that because we knew that our patients were going to be even more isolated.
That's right.
than they were before. And it just broke our hearts. But we redesigned all of our programs to be virtual. And so we worked with patients on Zoom. We worked with support groups that were meeting virtually. We provided, art and music for them to keep engagement up. We live streamed a lot of content, a lot of interactive.
That could be very demanding. Don't you think so?
Yeah, it was a lot. And we went through several pivots and iterations of
and you're going to put an extra charge, right? Your services.
Right. Yeah, and we have such wonderful committed sponsors and donors that that allowed us to be flexible and respond as needed during the pandemic. So, but it was really, there's good things that come out of that too, because now we have this whole virtual infrastructure and we're able to continue to support groups around the country, and meet with patients that are in Chicago or in a different location. But then we're also able to provide a different continuum of care for our patients, where before we could only work with them when they were in the hospital, when they were admitted. We got a lot of questions from patients previously of, okay, well, what can I do when I'm home? Because they're too immunocompromised. Their immune system is too sensitive to go out to an art class or go to a concert or go engage in the arts in the community. So now they can work with our artist Hannah in the hospital and then schedule a Zoom session with her while they're at home to keep doing the work and keep including the arts as part of their healing process. So there were good things that came out of the pandemic too.
That's right. There's always a good side.
Yes.
Every bad side, also a bad side to every good side, right? So we just learn to welcome each one that life presents to us.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Thank you so much, Constanza Roeder, for that. And I want you to talk a bit about your podcast.
Yeah, sure. So we are passionate and, part of our vision at sorry, I'm trying to say the name of our podcast and the name of our organization at the same time. That doesn't work. At Hearts and Art, we believe that the arts are an essential part of being human, and they should be an essential part of the places that we treat humans, that the arts should be accessible for everyone facing life-altering health challenges, so that no one suffers alone, so that we have the tools to work to process difficult experiences. And we knew that we as a little organization can't go to every hospital in the country, in the world, and provide this, but there's amazing local arts groups that can do this work, and there's hospitals that could build these programs from within. So we really saw an opportunity to educate, to build a platform to educate people about the field of arts and health, to educate people that the arts are important for our health and well-being, and to feature all the amazing work that's being done in this field. And so we started a podcast called Arts for the Health of It, Arts for the Health of It. And we talk to researchers and artists and musicians and organization founders and just normal people that have healed themselves in some way through the arts. And it's so cool. I geek out about my own podcast and I go back and listen to certain episodes because I'm like,
All
oh my
right.
gosh,
I love your audience.
yeah.
I do.
Yeah. Well, great. Yeah. So we've been able to talk to amazing people. So it's great for anyone that's interested in learning more about how the arts impact their health. And we try to include some sort of practical application in most of our episodes. Something simple that people listening can do at home, even if they don't consider themselves an artist or they don't have a lot of art supplies. Like there's simple things that we can do to express ourselves creatively, and bring more richness and fulfillment to our lives.
Right. Wish you best of luck in your project, Constanza. Right?
Yep.
Sure. Do you have any parting word you'd like to share?
Oh, one of the biggest things that we do is we come alongside people when they're suffering. And a lot of the training that we do with our artists is how to do that. Because a lot of people don't know how, like they're afraid of saying the wrong thing or doing the wrong thing, or um, it's something that, we're not necessarily trained in. And so we train people just how to be present with people, to hold space for their stories without trying to fix them or change them, and just be that loving, accepting presence. And I feel like everyone in the world, everywhere in the world, that's something that we all need, and that's something that we can all give. So I would just encourage people, even when it's uncomfortable, hold space for each other and for each other's stories.
Right. Thank you for the motivation.
Yeah.
Right. You like to have your social media handles or your website, if any?
Yeah. You can learn more about us at heartsneedart.org. And you can find us on social media at Hearts Need Art. And you can find our podcast at Arts for the Health of It as well on social media.
Sure. Sure. Wish you best of luck once again, Constanza Roeder. Thank you for your insights on today's show. I really had a great time.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
All right. Thanks for joining me, audience, on the show today. Remember, if you want to catch up with any of my missed episodes, just go online and search for Lawali Bamabala TV on any cross promotion platforms you come across or any search engine, right? And podcast that you come across, and you have an amazing time listening to the show. Perhaps you'd like to be a guest on the show, connect with me through my mailbox or mobileastephen.co@outlook.com. I need you to stay safe. With all my love. Talk to you soon.